everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Vanessa, and as you can tell by the title of this video, I am currently on vacation and we're just about to get set up, get dressed, and then go have breakfast. But it also made me think that this is the first time that I'm going to have that much free time, because this is supposed to be like a chill vacation. We don't have any like excursions planned or anything like that yet. So the plan is just to be by the pool, by the beach, eat a lot, just relax. And I'm like, there's not gonna be another time where I have so much free time to read. And I brought a ton of books. I don't know why. Like, who am I kidding? I'm a slow reader. I'm not gonna be able to read all of these. But I wanted to give myself options. So I just thought maybe I should film a 24-hour readathon. It's not going to be a 24 hours straight. Again, this is vacation. This is meant to be relaxing. I don't know if you guys can tell the bags under my eyes. So we're not gonna slack on sleep this time, but we're gonna do 24 hours. So it's gonna be the timer method. Every single time I'm reading, I'll have the timer going, and when I'm not reading, I will stop the timer. And as for the books that I brought, I'm kind of in a weird space right now. I'm really craving fantasy, but at the same time I'm like, this is vacation in Mexico by the beach, like I should be reading beachy reads. So I brought some, even though that's not really what I'm craving. Maybe after reading a couple fantasy, or maybe I'll change my mind. So we're gonna mood read again on this vacation. So what I brought is Summer Romance by Annabelle Monaghan. And then I also brought a novel love story by Ashley Poston. I may do this one because it has kind of like magical realism, so it's kind of contemporary romance, but also with some fantasy elements in there. So I think I may do this one. And then I brought Masters of Death. I'm really excited about this one. Can you guys see how beautiful the edges look? I can't believe this was at Target. This is so pretty to me. So I'm interested in reading this one. I don't know what this one is about yet, but it looks interesting. And then I also brought Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. Now this one, I don't know if I'm going to read it, even though the title is perfect for the summer and like a beachy vacation. I've heard that it's very emotional, so I don't know if I want to crack on this one and get very emotional while I'm at the beach. So we will see. The cars are very loud down there. I don't know why. And then on my Kindle, I have all the fantasy books that I'm interested in. So I brought One for My Enemy by Olivia Blake. So another Olivia Blake a book. I've heard great things about her, so I'm trying to get through her backlist. And then I also brought The Book of Azrael by Ember Nicole. That's the plan. You guys will see me pick up a book. Maybe I'll pick up one of the books that I brought, or maybe we'll just jump to one of the other fantasies that I have on my Kindle. I will let you guys know, and then once I start a book, I will start the timer. But now we're gonna go get breakfast, so I'm not gonna start the timer yet. I will see you guys soon. Okay, so we're back in the room. We just had breakfast and I've made up my mind. I'm gonna go ahead and start with Ashley Poston. If you know me, I love the 7 Year Slip, and I've heard some mixed reviews about this one, but I'm hoping that I'm going to be in the camp that really loves this book. So I feel like it's a good mix. It's still kind of summery, but also it's gonna give me some of that fantasy magical realism vibe that I want. So I'm starting with this one, and I'm gonna go ahead and start the timer, and here we go. All right, so just came back from having dinner, and I think I jinxed myself because I know I said that this was supposed to be a chill vacation and nothing planned. We were just gonna chill and just be by the beach or by the pool. But somehow, even though we didn't do much today, we only went to the pool. I only managed to read for 3 hours between trying to try out all the different restaurants and all the different spots that they have to eat over here. I'm being so greedy. I haven't had much reading done. Only read for about 3 hours or so. I don't know if you can see that. And so, yeah, only read for 3 hours. I got to page 132. But so far, I'm enjoying this book. I am loving it. I don't know why we're having the mixed reviews. You know what? This may change, but I love Ashley Poston's writing. As you guys can see, I have so many tabs. The way she's able to make regular emotions, regular human emotions or life experiences so relatable, the way she describes them, I am in love. I'm in love with her writing. I love being in the worlds that she creates and how she makes regular conversation seem like life lessons. That's what I loved about her other book, 7 Year Slip, The 7 Year Slip, and that's what I'm loving here right now. It's just that all the interactions feel like you're getting something out of it. You're getting life lessons. I love this so far. The thing with Ashley Poston is I don't think her romance book are strictly romance. I think that's the thing, the expectation. Like if you're gonna go into her books, if you're expecting simply romance, you're gonna get more than that. And sometimes the romance is more of a vehicle to get the character to have like character growth or a life, you know, revelation. I think that's what she's using the romance for. So if that's what you expect, like temper your emotions, it's not like Elsie Silver or Anna Huang or all these other, it's more closer to like an Emily Henry book, if I should say. So if Emily Henry is not your vibe, maybe this won't be your vibe also, but if she is, you may like this. But I don't know if you guys already know what this book is about. Basically, this follows Elsie, and every year her and a group of people go to a book retreat where they talk about one of their favorite, I don't know if they always talk about the favorite book series, but they have a favorite book series that got them together, and that's how they started the book club. And then they go to a book retreat and then they talk about books. But this year, for whatever reason, everybody is busy, has something going on, and no one is going. But Elsie is really struggling right now. There is some event that happened in her life that is causing her to struggle. So she was really looking forward to this. So even though no one else is going, including her best friend, she decided that she's still gonna go. So she got in her car and decided to do the 16-hour drive, I believe, to the cabin where the retreat was supposed to happen. However, her car broke down and she ended up in this like nowhere town. And when the storm clears up, she realizes that that town is actually the town of her favorite book series. So she is, ooh, my bracelet is stuck there. So she's like realizing that she's in her favorite book series. Events are unfolding. She meets the bookstore owner, this grumpy guy that basically wants her out of the town for whatever reason, but things keep happening that are keeping her in the town. And the concern that the bookstore owner has, because he seems to be the only one that's aware that they are in that fictional world, like he's aware that he's in a story, and he wants her to leave the town because he doesn't want her to make waves and kind of like upset the story, and when she leaves that this whole world is like in shambles after she leaves. But we're just following her going through, and all the experiences that she's going through are kind of like bringing her to a head to where she wants to be in life and what are her expectations about where she wants to go moving forward. So far, again, I said I'm really loving it. We still have, like, it's already pretty late here. Maybe, I think it's 8 o'clock. Is it 8 o'clock? Yeah, it's already 8 o'clock. We have a long day tomorrow. So I don't think we have much planned for the rest of the night. So I'm probably just going to hunker down and just read some more and hopefully finish this book tomorrow, and then I will give you guys an update. That's it. Okay, so it's the next day, and yes, it took me a whole day to finish this book because of all the activities we had. Well, actually, no activities. We just spent the day eating and at the pool, but for some reason that took me so long, and I still have 15 hours and 50 minutes to go, so that means it took me about 8 hours and 10 minutes to read this book. I did finish it. I enjoyed it. However, I have to admit, yes, I did not get the 5-star feelings that I got from the 7-year slip. And I don't even think it was like a 4.5. Honestly, this is probably like a 3.75, not a full 4. I am a little disappointed. I just feel like somewhere in the middle, it felt like it was dragging, and maybe that contributed to how long it took me to read this book. But although, yes, I still tabbed a lot, and I still like a lot of the life lessons that this book was trying to provide, which is about the importance of friendship, the importance of loving yourself and not losing yourself in other people, how it must feel sometimes that sometimes we are around people that feel like they have a good handle on their life and like they're like the main character in a story, and sometimes we can feel like secondary characters, like we don't know what we want, or we're just content just letting people just be in the forefront, and then like we're doing our own thing in the background, but secretly wishing that we were the main characters. So there was a lot of theme about that, a lot of theme about taking ownership of your own life and going for what you want, knowing what you want. So I really enjoyed that about Ashley Poston, but I just felt that it dragged a little bit. There was not much going on in the plot. It just felt like she was turning in circles, trying to like solve the other character's issue instead of like focusing on herself. And then the romance was good. It's just that towards the end of it, that little plot twist that she brought in kind of ruined it for me. Up until that little plot twist, if you know, you know, I actually was fine. I was like, okay, it's not the most romantic story ever, but I understand how they're falling in love. I understand the process. I actually saw them falling in love, but that little plot twist kind of like, even though at the end it feels like he redeems himself when he explained like his thought process and how everything unfolded after everything, but it still didn't feel as emotional as I wanted it to be for me. So yeah, so I'm gonna go with a 3.75 for this book. It was a good book, but just not the 7-year slip. I am going to read The Dead Romantics to see where that falls, because that 3.75 and then a 5, like those are pretty different ratings. We'll see how I feel. We have a boat ride planned for today, so I don't know how much reading I am gonna get done. However, I'm gonna bring my Kindle instead of bringing a book so my books don't get wet, and then maybe on the boat at the island we're going there, I'll have time to do some reading. But like I said, I'm gonna set the timer when I start reading. As for what book I plan to read, it's most likely going to be One for My Enemy. I've been itching to get my hand on this story because I've heard so many great things. So I'm gonna pick up One for My Enemy by Olivia Blake. Okay, I will see you guys next time I see you guys. everyone, so we are back from our boat trip for the day, and let me just say it was a hot mess. It was a hot mess. I did not expect that. I thought we were gonna have this luxurious time on the boat, and then they were taking us to this beautiful island, which the island was beautiful, but I thought they were taking us to this beautiful island where they said that we were gonna have like this buffet and we were gonna be able to relax. These people had us walking miles and miles to get to our destination. We were exhausted, we were tired, we were hungry. Like, it was not what we expected. The island was beautiful, the water was amazing. I will definitely insert clips to show you guys, but I would not recommend, at least not this one. Maybe when we go to a different hotel, maybe some other time, we'll have a different experience. I did have a better experience when I did it in Haiti, but this one was not a good experience. However, I did not get to read as much as I thought I would be able to, because again, I thought I was gonna have so much time at the beach, and we only had like 2 hours at the beach. So overall, I was able to read for about 2 hours today. So I still have 13 hours and 40 minutes left. And so I'm reading One for My Enemy by Olivia Blake, like I said, and I'm loving this. I am loving this so far. Basically what this is about is that there are two families of witches, and it is the Antonov, I think that's how you pronounce it, and then the Fedorov. Okay, so we have the Antonov and the Fedorov, and the Antonov are a family of female witches, and there's the Baba Yaga, which is basically the matron, and then she has like 7 daughters. And then we have the Fedorov. Keep getting messages, sorry about that. And then we have the Fedorov, which they have like the father, which is the head of the family, and then he has 3 sons. And then this is basically a Romeo and Juliet retelling. So their families have been feuding for years, and it looks like there's this event that's about to happen that's gonna come to a head. The event hasn't happened yet, but we're getting backstories about why the families hate each other, how they're intertwined, how they're really connected. They have history with each other, romantic history, and it looks like that the story is going to happen with the youngest members of the family. So the youngest members of the Fedorov, which is Lev, and then we also have the youngest member of the Antonov, which is Sasha, and they meet by accident, and then their families, well, Sasha's family doesn't know that she met Lev, but Lev's family does know, and it's unfolding. So far, the banter has been amazing. The chemistry between the characters have been really great. And then also the intrigue of it all. I'm trying to figure out, like, where is this going? Are they gonna figure out what happened in the past, like all the little details that caused this rift, and then why are they gonna need to work together to help save apparently their family? So the back of the story does say that something is happening, and they have to work together in order to make sure that this whole thing doesn't crumble, which is like on both sides of the family. So I'm excited to read more about it. We're gonna go to dinner. We are famished. I like had breakfast only this morning, and then the little bit of food that they have, I could not even eat it. So we're gonna go get some food. I don't know if I'm gonna check in later in tonight with you guys, but if I don't, then I'll check in tomorrow and let you guys know how much how I like the book, what's my review of it, and then we will pick our next book. I don't know if this video is only gonna be 3 days. Originally, I thought I could do 8 hours every single day. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do 8 hours again today. I'm so exhausted. So it'll probably be, it probably will go until Monday. But yeah, I will check in and let you guys know. All right, everyone, I finished it last night. It was so good. Oh my god, Olivia Blake, the rumors were true. The rumors were true. Her writing is impeccable. The way she wrote this, I can't even explain. Like, you have to experience it for yourself. Her word choices, her sentences, the banter, the chemistry between all the characters. oh my god, like I'm not just talking about the chemistry between people that were romantic with each other, even people that weren't romantic, like the chemistry between the little sister and the older sister, the way the brothers bantered with each other or fought with each other, you could tell that it was a real sibling relationship. The way the father and the mother talked to their children and what their expectation was and how they manipulated certain situations, so good. The fae in this, I didn't even know there was a fae in this story, and there is fae. And the way the magic system work and the way the faes and the witch interact, this is so good. This was so good. I love the fact that she wrote the stories to have similarities, like the elder sister and the younger sister have similarities, the older brother and the younger brother have similarities, but everybody has such distinct voice that every decisions that they made sense. Everybody's decisions, motivations made sense through and through. It was so consistent. I love this, the dynamic that she created, the world that she created, how the entire time in the book I felt like it was so moody and dark, and it was so good. Oh, and the love stories, like the whole time I'm reading this book, all I kept thinking about is like, this is how people should be loved. This is how you should be loved. Like the kind of love that I'm speechless. I don't even have words. I don't have words to convey what I want to say about this book. Like, I guess you can already tell. This is a 5-star for me. I can't. When I'm talking about the love stories, I think the thing that I love was that it was like true love, but true love with multiple facets. Like how you can love multiple people in your lives, but then how they can conflict with each other, like how you love your mom can conflict with like how you love your romantic partner, but how they are still two strong loves and they both matter, and they have like their strengths and they have their weaknesses and how they form and shape you. Anyways, I don't think I'm gonna have words. Maybe if I do a wrap up, when I do my wrap up, I'll have better words to explain this. But anyways, I love this book. It's a 5-star for me. Definitely pick it up, please. I definitely am gonna pick up anything Olivia Blake writes moving forward. I am definitely reading this. Like this is at the top of my TBR now. This is gonna be read immediately, except that we are leaving today. This is my last day in Mexico, and we're gonna head to the airport soon after we have breakfast. So I want a little piece of summer still, and I only have 6 hours left. 6 hours and 43 minutes left. So because of that, I think it's best that I pick up a book that's a little on the shorter side. So this one is about 340-ish pages. So I think I'm gonna pick up Summer Romance by Annabelle Monaghan instead, just while I read while we're at the airport and on the airplane and when we get home. But then as soon as I'm done with this one, we are going into this one for sure. But yeah, this is the next book, guys. I will update you guys if I have time at the airport, if it's not too noisy, and I'll let you know what I think of the book so far, or I will update you guys when I'm completely done at home. We'll see. I'm a slow reader, like I said, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish the entire book by then. But even if I don't finish, I will let you guys know what page I got to when the timer went off. But I'll still finish it and give you my final updates because, you know, why not? Okay? All right. See you on the next one. All right, guys, I finished it and I loved it. I finished it last night. Last time I checked in with you guys before we got on a plane, I had like about 6 hours and 40 minutes left. it did take me another 2 days to finish this because with traveling, moving around, the lines at the airports were insane, insane. Like it was so hard. We were just running, trying to make sure that we can get there. So I couldn't get a lot of reading done. By the time I got home, I was like pooped. So again, finished it last night finally. When I finished it, I was at page 298, so I didn't finish the book, unfortunately. But when I looked, I still had, I know I said this book was 340 pages. It actually is, with the acknowledgement that is that long, it's only 314 pages. So I was like, you know what? I just kept reading and then I realized, oh, I'm done. So basically we were almost done. We had like 20 pages left, like not even, right? And so anyways, I love this book. This was so powerful and meaningful to me because I'm married. So marriage, I know what it's like, right? And then I have friends who are married. And when you're married, there's so many things that happen inside of a marriage, like good and bad. And it's always a struggle about determining like, you know, who's doing what, who's not doing what, who's responsible for this, who's not responsible for this, like compromising, having these tough conversations. And reading this was so meaningful to me because it made me realize that there are a lot of conversations that I'm already having with my husband, but then that you need to continue having. How to like ask for what you need, because sometimes you get so caught up in just doing things for your husband, for your kid, for like your family, that you're not realizing that sometimes you're getting overwhelmed and maybe you're disappearing. That was such a big part of that it's important to make sure that you stay present in your life, that you still take ownership of your life. I feel like this is a recurring theme. I think I read the other book that we have, a novel, Love Story by Ashley Hosen, had that also. Like that's something that I struggle with a lot, that I want to love on people and I want to give to people, and I don't like asking. I don't like asking for help. I don't like asking people to do things for me. And I prefer to do instead of, if I have to ask for something, I feel uncomfortable about it. So that's what I'm getting from this book, that to just like continue asking for what you need, because you're not doing a service to yourself and you're not doing a service to the other person also. You may think you are, but you're not, because the other person is like not getting a full picture of who you are. So that was really nice. It was also really nice to realize like the good things that I have in my marriage, in my relationship, by looking at this, because I have someone who is willing to compromise, who is willing to listen, who will you know, if I do ask, when I finally do ask, who will go out of his way to do these things for me. So like this was really good. If you are married and you, I think this is a good book to read, actually. Funny enough, it's supposed to be a fluffy summer romance, but it had so much more depth than that. And if you are not married anymore, or if you are going through a tough time in your marriage, I do think that this is also another good book to read. This is so interesting. Like the romance in this book was so good. And usually I feel uncomfortable when people's relationship are not completely done, because she was done with her husband, but she wasn't like completely divorced. And then she meets this other guy. So it was kind of like uncomfortable. Sometimes I do feel uncomfortable. It wasn't uncomfortable in this book. Sometimes I do feel comfortable. I prefer when things are completely like, you're divorced, that's it, like there's no like thing, and then you start something else. But this one, it was done really well. And watching the dynamic between the two relationships, oh my god, I really loved Ethan Scooter. He's such a like cutie pie, that the way he like gave her permission to just be herself and reminded her of who she is so that she can take ownership of her life. I love that. I love the way Annabelle like gave you the idea of a married or a separated woman who's drowning under her life. Like we've all been there and we can all relate to that, of feeling like we are doing so much for everyone else that we're drowning and we're not getting, you know, by. We're barely getting by. And then like we wake up one day and we're like, what happened? I felt like that after having a baby. I feel like I'm just getting back to myself. So I related to this so much. There's so many things that I highlighted. Unfortunately, I lost my tabs in the way, so I have to go back and tab them. But there were so many things that I highlighted in this book. This is a 4.75 for me. Like, it's so close to being a 5. I don't even know why it's not a 5. I think the only reason it's not a 5 is that some of the slice of life moments, sometimes I was kind of like, okay, you know, so that's probably the only thing. But in terms of like the depth of it, the romance, Ethan was so good. He was so amazing. Oh my God, this man. And the way he was all in, the way he had no issues, like being like, no, this is what I want. And then like he never faltered. There was never a moment where he was like, I'm gonna make this work. I love that. This is all the things that I got out of this book. I hope I'm explaining it correctly. Everyone should read this. Honestly, I can recommend this to anyone, and I feel like you will get something out of this book. So this was actually a pretty good reading experience for my vacation. Honestly, I've thought about this book, the Ashley Poston book, a little bit more through since then. And I know it's not a 5 star. It's definitely not a 5 star, but it's definitely a 4 star. I know I said 3.75, but honestly, it's a 4 star. It was a great book compared to the other books that I've read. I will remember this book more than I've remembered other books. So this is a 4 star for me. One for My Enemy, definitely a 5 star. I love this book. So this was really good. And then this one, 4.75, 5 star. I'll let you guys know at my wrap up, my final rating for this one, but it's not going to be less than 4.75. So still a great book. I felt like this week was so amazing. I felt so lucky to have read all of these books. I will see you guys on the next one. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this. Bye.